Hello. Today I'm going to talk about Solfeggio tunings and what they are often associated with. So I have a couple of them here in my hand. This one here is the 174 Hertz tuning fork, and this one here is the 963 Hertz tuning fork. And the Solfeggio tunings, some say there's 6, some say there's 7, some say there's 9. I have a set of 9, and the lowest Hertz tuning fork that I have within the set's 174, and the highest that I have is the 963. Now, I'm not going to go too much into where does the Solfeggio tunings come from, and that is something that you can do your own research on. I can do that also in another vlog. So if you want to learn more about the, origins of where they come from, then definitely leave a comment in the comment section below, and I can definitely look at doing a vlog for you about that. Now, with the 9 set Solfeggio tuning set that I have, each one can be associated to particular, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical properties of one's being. And I would say the first 2 lower Hertz tunings are not necessarily associated with a particular chakra or energy point in the body that I'm aware of, although I am also open to someone advising me differently. If you know some more about the first 2, then please let me know. But now with the other higher 7 in the set, they can often be associated with a particular chakra point. So before I get into those, I'll start with the lower 2. So the 174 Hertz one that I'm holding, that one is often associated with assisting in pain reduction. So when you're using the tuning fork, you can obviously get the unweighted, as I have here, or the weighted ones. Now, the unweighted ones can be really good for actually sounding out, and they make noise quite clearly if you're working within sort of a meter space of somebody. And so you would often hit them with a mallet, and then you would probably have that very close to one's ear if you feel like they needed to hear it. Obviously you can move it to other areas of the body as well, hovering over the body. But with the weighted tuning forks, obviously you would hit them. Sometimes they're much easier to actually just hit with your palm. And then you may want to place the end point on a particular part of the person's body, or your own if you're obviously working with yourself. And I found another beautiful way, and that you can actually even amplify that, is by also placing the end point on a crystal and placing the crystal on a particular point of the body. That is another beautiful way to experience the weighted tuning forks. But anyway, with the unweighted, obviously you would hit them and then you would move it around the body. Excuse the aeroplane noise. Not always the best timing. Anyway, so 174 often associated with assisting with pain reduction. Now, 285 Hertz, which is the next Hertz up, waiting for that to pass. City life. So 285 Hertz can be really good with assisting with wounds that someone might have, normally physical wounds within the body. And then when you know the next one up, that's when you start getting into potential chakra points. So 396 Hertz is often associated with the root chakra, and that can be really good in assisting healing to do with guilt and fear. The next one up, 407 Hertz, 17 Hertz, and that is often associated with the sacral, and that can be really good for obviously cleansing out trauma. Trauma can come in lots of different ways. I won't go too much into that, but cleansing trauma in general, assisting in that, should I say. And next one up, 528 Hertz. Now that one is often associated with the solar plexus and the solar point on one's being, and that can be really good for DNA repair. It's also another tuning that can be used for structuring water, and I can talk more about that in another vlog. The next Hertz range for this Solfeggio tuning is 639 Hertz, and that one can be associated with the heart chakra, and obviously it can be really good with harmonizing relationships. And it's good to note that when you're going through the energy points and the things that you learnt about the energy points, often that tuning will, or can, should I say, assist with almost anything that energy point is or can be associated with. So I'm just giving you, one or two things that these each can be useful for, but there is actually a whole range that they can be useful for assisting yourself or someone else that you're working with. And the next Hertz range going up is 741 Hertz. That's often associated with the throat, and so obviously that can be really good with anything to do with communication, but also can be really good at helping with cell toxins and also EMFs as well. The next one, 852 Hertz, which is often associated with the third eye or first eye or whatever you want to call it. And that can be really good with obviously cleansing self-doubt. Yeah, that's one of the main ones. But obviously anything that you would often associate with the third eye. And then the highest one, 963 Hertz, is often associated with the crown chakra. And obviously that can be really good with connecting with spirit, God, whatever you want to put names on things. That's absolutely completely up to you. And so with these tunings, there's also some magic with the numbers. So each of the tuning forks, when you add up the single digit parts of the tuning, so we take 174 as an example. So you go 1 plus 7 plus 4, and then you would end up with a number. So in that case, obviously 1, 7, 8, 12, so 12. But then you would also keep reducing it down to a single number. So what's with 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. And you will find that each of these tuning forks will either equal a 3, a 6, or a 9. If you want to learn more about the powers and properties of these numbers, then I would highly recommend a helicopter. No, I wouldn't recommend a helicopter. We'll wait for that to pass. I'd highly recommend going and checking out our sound healing practitioner course. I will leave a link in the description box below if you want to learn some more about those magical numbers and almost anything to do with sound, whether a musician or a healer. Definitely, yeah, highly recommend checking out the course below. So with that being said, there's also groups of these tuning forks that can work really well together. So when you think about the numbers, maybe I'll leave all the Hertz tunings in the description box so you can kind of go and you can visually see that. So all the tuning forks that either have a 1, 4, and 7 in them, they can go really well together. All the tuning forks that have a 2, 5, and an 8 in them, they can go really well together. And the tuning forks that have a 3, 6, and 9 in them can go really well together. When I say these numbers, I'm meaning, there's 174 Hertz, there's 417 Hertz, and there's 741 Hertz. So you can see that in itself is a group. So I don't keep going on to the left brain logical thinking and get you too much into the mathematical side of that at this point in time. I will finish this up here. Please leave your comments in the comment section below, or you're welcome to reach out in the, there's an email address there, so you can reach out and contact me to know more about that, or any of the other social media platforms that I'm on also as well. And I will see you in the next vlog.